I am Preston McCoy, and I'm doing my capstone on prison rehabilitation. 18 years in prison is what 43-year-old Isaac had to serve. He began his first round of the Positive Change Rehabilitation Program that pairs rescue dogs with inmates in September 2018, and is currently completing the program for the fourth time. This is rather typical. A lot of students return claiming that each time they learn something new because every dog has its own unique issue. He explained that he has learned how to control his frustration and develop patience. Guiding and assisting other students, Isaac is now a mentor in the program. He has earned a degree in communications and psychology while in prison. Danny Duche was 16 when his parents left him at home alone while they traveled for business. His parents were supposed to return home on Christmas Day, but instead were arrested for trying to smuggle drugs into Peru. This harsh reality shook his foundation. Within a couple of years, he was expelled from school, homeless, and addicted. Danny became desperate for cash, and he took an opportunity to make money at the expense of a human life. A few weeks later, Danny was arrested at the age of 18 for involvement in a knife fight that left 2 men dead. Danny faced several decades behind bars. Volunteers from local churches regularly visited the jail and told him that God loved him regardless of what he'd done, and that if he accepted Christ, he would experience forgiveness. Danny remained skeptical, but eventually one day a volunteer asked him if he would like to pray and receive Christ. He said yes. 1 week later, he took the responsibilities for his actions and pled guilty to 2 counts of first-degree murder. The transformation from addict to Christ follower didn't happen overnight. Daniel would spend the next 3 decades growing his faith in prison. When Jesse Rink was sent to prison, he did not see his life sentence as an opportunity to continue doing wrong. He figured that by staying away from drugs and pursuing an education, he would be giving himself the best chance of long-term survival and setting himself up for opportunities to have a meaningful life, even if it was behind bars. He began taking classes at Coastline Community College. He worked hard for 3 years and walked away with 2 associate's degrees, one in science and math, and the second one in communication and behavioral science. The Office of Correlation Education just had launched a peer learning mentorship program, and he was selected for a learning mentor. He now helps students in the classroom day in and day out. Jesse now says there is no greater purpose for his life than to make a difference in someone else's. People ask the question, can a person be rehabilitated through just prison itself? Studies suggest no. The idea of prison is that a person who is sent will never want to go back once they are released. It is intended that a prisoner's experience will be so profound that they will do whatever it takes to avoid serving a second sentence. Studies have repeatedly shown that the majority of criminals almost instantly go back to a life of crime. Imprisonment does not effectively rehabilitate criminals. Researchers believe that when imprisoned among other criminals will actually learn new and more effective ways to commit crimes. A form of rehabilitation is animal therapy. As seen in my opening story, animal therapy rehabilitation has a huge impact on inmates. Here are 9 highlighted aspects of animal rehabilitation: therapeutic interaction, skill development, emotional well-being, teaching empathy, reducing recidivism, skill transferability, education and training, positive inmate behavior, and community connections. Animal rehabilitation programs also allow inmates to interact with animals in a therapeutic manner and supportive environment, fostering a sense of responsibility, teamwork, communication, discipline, respect, compassion, and a sense of purpose. Rehabilitation programs are designed to help inmates develop skills and prison rehabilitation work programs are designed to help inmates develop skills for successful reentry into society. They offer vocational training in various trades, from things to carpentry to culinary arts. These programs can include real-world work experiences, sometimes even outside of prison walls. They aim to reduce recidivism by providing a path of stable employment post-release. Inmates learn responsibility, work ethic, which are valuable in the job market. Participation can sometimes lead to early parole or even reduced criminal sentences. Success stories from these programs highlight personal growth and transformation. They also benefit in society by helping improve crime rates, or lower crime rates, and improve public safety. Overall, these programs represent crucial investments in the future of inmates and the community. Prison workforce programs reduce the likelihood of imprisonment by re-imprisonment by 14.8% and have a 6.9% increase in likelihood of employment. Like shown in Danny Duche's story, prison rehabilitation spiritual programs aim to address the spiritual needs of inmates, fostering a sense of growth and transformation. These programs often provide religious teachings, counseling, and support to help prisoners find their inner peace and purpose during imprisonment. Spiritual rehabilitation programs reorganize the importance of addressing the root cause of criminal behavior by promoting values such as compassion, forgiveness, and empathy. Inmates participating in spiritual programs often engage in prayer, meditation, and reflective practices to cultivate a sense of self-awareness and moral development. The integration of spiritual elements into rehabilitation can contribute to reduce rates of recidivism, as individuals may find a renewed sense of purpose and directions in their life. Various faith-based organizations collaborate with correctional facilities to offer spiritual guidance, encourage inmates to build positive foundation in their re-entry into society. Spiritual programs in prison emphasize the importance of redemption and second chances, fostering a sense of hope and optimism to these prisoners. These programs often provide supportive communities within the prison environment, creating a space for inmates to share their experiences and support each other in their spiritual journeys. Shown in Jesse Ring's story, educational programs such as classes to help with obtaining a GED or high school diploma and college-level coursework are forms of prison rehabilitation. Opportunities for education differ greatly from prison to prison. Several states have agreements with nearby colleges and schools that offer a range of academic courses, life skills classes, and career and technology education. Inmates are chosen for the program based on their disciplinary records, their length of the sentence, and the program availability. The majority of jails provide GED lessons to inmates who wish to finish their high school, and they also provide basic reading programs to inmates functioning below the 6th grade level. Post-secondary educational possibilities may be made available for those who have completed high school through agreements with community colleges and universities. A prisoner may be able to receive an associate's degree and possibly even a bachelor's degree while in prison. The prison administration must approve the prisoner's enrollment into college-level classes, and inmates must pass entrance examinations and have the funds to pay for the tuition. Prison education programs are tremendously effective if the individual is generally wanting to change their life. The rates of recidivism is 20% lower for those who have received a GED and 44% lower for those who have earned a college degree. Counseling prison rehabilitation programs play a crucial role in addressing the psychological and emotional well-being of individuals. These programs often involve trained counselors who work with inmates to explore and understand the underlying issues that may contribute to criminal behavior. Counseling sessions within prisons provide a safe and confidential space for inmates to express their thoughts, feelings, and concerns. Therapists in these programs use a variety of counseling techniques such as cognitive behavioral therapy, psychoeducation, and group therapy tailored to unique needs of the prisoners. These allow them to benefit from shared experiences and peer support, fostering a sense of community. Rehabilitation through counseling aims to equip inmates with successful coping skills and emotional tools to navigate challenges in prison and in their future lives afterwards. Therapists collaborate with staff to create comprehensive rehabilitation plans to take into account for the needs and challenges of each inmate. The goal of counseling within prison is to help individuals have a greater sense of self-awareness and personal responsibility. Successful counseling programs contribute to the overall well-being of inmates, preparing them for the re-entry into society by addressing the root causes of their actions and promoting positive behavioral changes. The Jubilee is a biblical term for a special year of remission of sins and debts. During the Jubilee, the land was to be left unplanted, slaves and prisoners were to be freed, and debts were to be forgiven. The Jubilee was a time of joyful celebration and manifestation of God's mercy. The Jubilee, the rehabilitation of prisoners is a lot like the Jubilee. These rehabilitation programs aim to set prisoners free of their worries and struggles. My time here at Sterling has sparked an interest in me to want to pursue wanting to learn how we can use animals as a form of therapy. Thank you.
Questions?
Just being a dog lover myself, do you know if the general population has a less chance of going to prison? I mean, preventative by people who own pets are less likely to go to prison than people who don't own pets. I mean, you said that pets help you rehabilitate. What if we gave people pets before they went to prison? You didn't know anything about that?
I didn't get anything about them. I didn't get anything about them helping people not go to prison, but I know that I've read things about how pets can improve people's happiness and overall just emotional well-being. But I don't know if they lower prison entry rates.
I'm going to assume if you have emotional well-being, you're less likely to chance to go to prison.
Yeah, I mean they probably correlate.
Let's go with that.
Yes.
So, how does it work in prison? Are the animals living in the cells with the prisoners, or in a separate part of the prison? Or?
No. So in the first story that I opened with, it's I guess they have a separate. I haven't seen it myself, but from what it sounds like, they have a separate room, and they'll bring in dogs, and the prisoners who want to participate in the program will go in that room, and a lot of them have training, so then they'll work with the dogs and train the dogs, but they don't actually the dogs don't actually live in the prison with the prisoners, but they organizations will bring the dogs into the prison. Yes, Sterling.
Do you know the success rate of the animal rehab that they do?
What do you mean? How
Like that?
recidivism?
What percentage of the prisoners it helps, or what percentage?
I mean, from what I read, it helps pretty much all the prisoners that have gone through the program, but I don't remember the exact how much it lowered the recidivism exactly, but I know it helped pretty much all the prisoners that have gone through the program.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
How many prisoners have gone through the system?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I don't know the answer to that.
Can you remind me what the title of your thesis was?
Oh, it was just prison rehabilitation.
Okay, thanks.
Yes.
Is there any particular animals that are good for this program, and particular animals that perhaps are not good for this program?
They mainly just use dogs. I didn't really get into any other animals, but the main animals that these are dogs, and the prisoners just work on working with them, training them. A lot of them are dogs from shelters that have also been abused and have rough past, and the prisoners kind of connect with them and basically train them and help the dog basically too.
Would you say the animals do not live in the prison areas?
No,
They're
it's a lot
brought
of
out?
nearby shelters that bring them in.
Okay, so they're not caring for the animals beyond the time that they're spent interacting, playing, getting to know one another.
Yeah, they're not full time.
Feeding them, and they're not. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Presley, very much.